Gonna mark on there. Start here. Now I'm gonna cut these out. Hole punches on these ones, but not for this one. This you just tied this in there. I need a piece of this.
You're punching holes?
I'm punching holes. I punched 32 holes all straight through around here, but I try to do them like to even them out. Just keep folding them. That's done, and that's done. These are done. The sanding is all done. I've cut this into a lace. I'm going to be using it for this. I'm going to measure it maybe 25 inches to 30 inches, and then I'll cut it. I got to do a few things here. Get some sinew going. And I said this was about 15, huh? That's about this size. Measure it from here. It has to go around here, huh? I'm going to use a little glue here. I just want to do the glue on the two of them. Not a lot, just a little dab so it stays on top. You see?
Oops.
And you need a little bit of glue right here, just to start you off, start me out, and a little bit of glue on this. See?
Yeah.
Not a lot. And you go around. We started winding it around now, and try to make sure there's no openings. Try to keep pulling this back down, and keep stretching this too as you're going along. Stretch it so when we get to the end here, we'll put a little bit of glue here, just a little bit of glue. Now we're going to do this once, and I'm going to put this, I'm going to put some glue in here, and then I'm going to go back and tuck this in here. And I'll do the tucking with that pliers. My fingers just don't fit in there. My own hair is going. Okay, like this, you see? Tuck it in there, and it's glued.
Yeah.
So you can trim it here. I didn't bring beads this time. I'm going to work with the tops now. I'll take this. And then I take one of these smaller ones, maybe this one because that's the bigger stick, and then I put this one on here. See? Like that. Now I try to put the tape here to rest it on here, just so I have a grip when I want to pull it tight. Now if you know what I'm trying to do here, I'm just going to go around a circle here. See that? So this tape acting as a grip for the one that's inside here. Then you just put this over this. Fix the little skirt on it, or jacket, whatever you want to call this. tie out at first. I'm going to try to make a little knot here. Stick this one in there. That's what makes it tighter. Now, make that little tie, cut it and burn it. It just keeps the knot in place.
Yeah.
Now, I'll see if I can do it without burning myself. You cut the string from that same hide. I'm glad this is all one piece. So, if I could just find the end of it, I'll be okay.
So you soak that 24 hours? You
Yeah.
say? And then you cut those discs and you use that from the same hide, right? Alright, just want to make sure.
Just make sure it's strong enough. Follow it. For this one, I'll need 24. So I'm going to try to make an easier cut here to use this as a needle. Just easier to pull through the holes. Okay, that's for this one. I measure it by when I first measured it before I put it in my notes. This is how I measured. 1, 2, and this has to go
Okay.
with the 12-sided drum, the healing drum. It's going to go around. You're gonna go here. You make 3 crosses, 3 medicine wheels. 1, 2, and 3. When you're finished weaving, when you finish lacing this, like this, when you finish lacing that, then you're gonna weave up. So I'm gonna need more string, like probably this much for each.
So you need an extra inch or so on each side?
For each direction, 3, 4 directions. And you use one whole string right straight through. You don't cut it anywhere. When you're lacing the drum, you don't cut your string anywhere. Just there's a start and there's an end to it. We're going to measure the holes now, holes that go in here to lace. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure about here. You see that?
I'm coming in right now.
Huh?
You're measuring about there?
Yeah, about here. Try to use something that's not ink. Ink is harder to take off. You use the smallest
punch.
Because the hide stretches. Should be on the other side. I'm going to move this a little higher. Where it should be here, I'm going to move it up here somewhere because it's a little thin here.
Okay. Now if you put it in there, it could rip, right?
If I put it any closer here and I try to shape it after, there's not going to be much room here and it could break open with the lace. You just measure the 4 of these like this. And then do the rest with the drum frame. I'm just using this as a marker. See?
Okay.
And I'm going to stick it in here. Instead of me marking it as my beginning spot, I just put something on there and then I can take it off instead of leaving marks on this. With Dave's drum rings,
Oops, let me
drum
get in there.
frames. He has a logo here.
Oh, let me get in there.
That's his own logo. That's his family logo right here.
Okay.
That's who I get these from.
All right.
I use that and I put it right here. You see this marker
Mm-hmm.
and this logo?
Yeah.
The head part goes. This is the rough side. This is the outside part.
Okay.
And this is the inside part. It's rough, so you leave the rough side inside. So when you're measuring, you measure. Try to get the centers of these four here, so your height laces evenly here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make marks. And I do these individually because where they make these individually and they put them together individually, sometimes these aren't the same.
Okay.
So if I just try to do it systematic, it won't work because holes will be everywhere else. So what I do is try to get the center down here, and I'm just going to do this. See? So anywhere on here, I'm going to put a seam here, on here. And still, when after I mark these with, it's still not even going to be even, but that's the way it is, you know? You want to put a mark here? And here. Just the thin part, so you go about here and about here, and you go around here somewhere. See? And you go up here. Like this. And you go all the way around. Can't get too close to those. These try not to get too close to them. So that's going to take me quite a while. We'll go all the way around. When we come back, we'll just lace it. Start lacing this one.
That's been soaked?
Huh?
That one's been soaked.
That one's soaked, yeah. This one is nice and soaked. There. Now, a lot of lace.
Yeah.
It feels so good when you finish lacing this. But it won't take us too long. I'm just gonna make a needle for this. That. And this becomes the needle part of it. It's not as hard to pull through those little pliers. Oh yeah, right here. I don't need to use these all the time, but sometimes it's good. And if you're not careful with these, if you're too rough with this, you can tear that. You can end up tearing these.
Okay.
So you gotta be careful. This one I got a little too close to the edge, so when I'm lacing it, I'll have to be careful with it. And this is where I'm gonna start. This is where I took the marker off. a little too wet still.
Like you said, that turtle's head is facing down, right?
Yeah, is it?
Yep.
Okay. When you're pulling your legs through, you don't pull it up like that. You pull it down this way.
Okay.
Like sort of pull it. Instead of pulling it this way to cause that friction and break it, you try to pull your string down this way. When they make them, they make sure that this is smooth. This side is the smooth area.
Yeah.
And this is the part that goes on here.
Okay.
And this is sanded down. It's all sanded down, but it seems smoother on this side. So I might have to do something with this string before we go on through this. Maybe not. Just this little bit needs to be thinned out a bit. I was saying I'm not going to need these again.
Yeah. Spoke too soon.
And so this part was giving me a hard time pulling through. Sometimes you find a part that's really thick. And make sure you don't cut it too thin either. Maybe here, a little bit here. You can tell. It's not the same thickness everywhere. But once it's all pulled through, then it should. If you pull through one, and you pull through all of it. Remember when I said you make 3 crosses? I'm going to start the first one here.
Right.
About this much. Leave about this much to work with here.
Oops, let me see that.
You
Okay, how much?
leave about, let's say, this much. So you don't get confused. You leave about this much to work with.
Okay.
So always have one in your head. Now I'm going to even this out. Even it out here.